Myths Reborn.
In ancient Egypt, people prayed to the gods, but it was the priests who spoke with them. They were not magicians in the modern sense. They were servants of the temple. Yet in Egypt, a temple was not just a building. It was a center of power, knowledge, and wealth. Priests did not preach to the people. They served the gods every single day. Each morning they entered the sanctuary, a place forbidden to ordinary people. There stood the statue of the deity, not as a symbol, but as a physical presence. The priests washed the statue with water, anointed it with fragrant oils, dressed it in fine linen, offered food and wine. They awakened the god. They fed the god. They put the god to rest. This was not theater. Egyptians believed that if the ritual was broken, the order of the world would break with it. Priests underwent strict purification. They shaved their heads and bodies. They bathed several times a day. They wore only linen garments. They avoided certain foods. Purity was not symbolic. It was a requirement to approach the divine. But their power was not limited to ritual. Priests possessed the knowledge of writing. They kept records, collected taxes, observed the stars, calculated the calendar of the Nile flood. They knew when harvest would begin and when drought might come. At times, they influenced the decisions of the pharaoh himself, because if the priests declared that the gods are displeased, it meant crisis. Temples owned land, slaves, workshops, treasuries. In certain periods, the priesthood became so powerful that it rivaled the authority of the ruler. Yet they lived in the shadows, without public thrones, without crowns. Their power was quiet. They did not wage wars. They did not shout. They did not punish. They maintained maat, order, balance, cosmic harmony. Because in the Egyptian worldview, the world does not sustain itself. It must be upheld. And if the priests ceased their service, the sun itself might fail to rise. That is why they were feared, not for magic, but for responsibility. They stood between humanity and the gods, and they knew, if something went wrong, people would not blame the sky. They would blame them.
Myths awaken. This is Myths Reborn.